Talk us through what you saw coming through there and ultimately how your day sort of ended.
My day hasn't ended yet.
Okay, well, how much you got left?
Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's in NASCAR's discretion, I guess. Part of me is okay with the day ending, so Austin can win. But I was really surprised. I mean, we were kind of sandwiched there for a while, but really all that we really tore up was the right front corner of our car.
Wow.
The splitter's pretty beat up, and the nose knocked down a little bit, but steering, all the suspension under the car is straight, so we got really lucky in that aspect. And when we were done sliding up on the banking and slid down into the grass, I just kind of got lucky. I was going backwards, and instead of stopping, I threw in reverse and backed out of the grass, used my camera they put in these new cars, and drove it backwards to the back straight away, then flipped around. So lost a few spots being backwards instead of forward, but I mean, we're 12th in the running order, but we're going to have to drop to the tail if we do get back going for pitting under a closed pit road.
Okay. Hey, I want to talk to you about the beginning of your day because early on you were talking about an issue with the steering not giving you the feedback, the kind of feedback you need to tell Randall Burnett what you need changed on the car. What was it like driving it?
A bit of a handful. Yeah, just not really knowing what the car was going to do, getting side drafted, the car would kind of take off, do its sort of thing. But later in the race, we got out front. We were getting pushed by like Kyle, Stenhouse, Chase, Elliott. Our car was driving pretty good. It kind of got a little bit more manageable. When I have a car that's plowing and then free, it's a little hard to hang on to. But with some clean air on the nose, the steering kind of got a little bit more normal. I was definitely really, really loose. But I could kind of just guide the car along, and it was all right. So, yeah, it was unfortunate early on there, about midway through the race. I was struggling with steering, and Logano, McDowell, and myself were trying to stay to each other's bumper, and I was just in a weird spot there, and was trying to not actually get to the outside of Michael, and I was trying to push and just hit him in the wrong spot and hooked him. So, hate it for those guys. They didn't need that. They didn't deserve that. So that was tough, but yeah, it happened.
So the big crash happens a lap before that. What was going on with the weather, and when did you first experience that shower?
About a couple seconds before we crashed.
Yeah.
That was the first warning. I mean, I knew it was getting close, but at that point, you're just trying to get to the front and be up front whenever the caution does come out or when the rain starts. I've seen it, throughout history a few times where it's come out of nowhere and started raining. I think back to that All-Star race back in the early 2000s, I think it was. It was pretty crazy, but, a lot of drivers had a lot on the line today, and I was really glad Austin was able to get through there. If we can't win it, we want him to win. So we didn't really get to work with each other a lot today, honestly. So I was hoping we could, but glad to see he got through that deal clean and is in the lead right now.
Regardless, you are on to the playoffs. How strong is the 8 team right now?
Man, I think we're in the right. We're definitely, we've been heading in the right direction, and we've had a lot of the right things. The speedways for me was kind of a question mark. Atlanta, we've had the 2 Atlanta races. We had a good car we were able to lead with. Talladega, we fell out early. In Daytona, we were here for the 500. I just really struggled with the handling of my car, kind of similar to the start of the day. But I knew if I get more laps, I'd get a little bit more used to what this car drafts and race like on a super speedway, and I feel like I've definitely accomplished that. So, I mean, that was probably the biggest thing, even more so than running good or winning today, is I wanted to be able to leave her some experience when we go to Talladega later in the playoffs, that I feel good about how to race these cars on these tracks.
Let's talk about first round, Darlington, Kansas, Bristol. What are you looking forward to there?
They're all really good tracks for me, I think.
Very nice.
I mean, I don't know about Bristol. We've been to the other 2. Bristol, we ran on dirt, obviously, and I mean, it's not even comparable to what it is concrete. So, I mean, we'll see. Bristol's kind of the unknown, but we were really fast at Darlington, really fast at Kansas. We just had some issues at Kansas, so good round for us, honestly.
All right, so good to hear. Car not completely destroyed. In fact, kind of good shape. So we'll see what happens with the weather and what might hold for Tyler Reddick the rest of today, Rick.